Hello. Today we would like to discuss the 5EMA Bollinger Band setup. This is basically Monika's setup. We are presenting the setup for this work. Uh, as I told, for the whole work is her work. This is her content. We are just presenting the work over here. Now, first let us go to the two types of trading system. So whatever the trading system we see, it can be classified into two types. Either it's a mean reversal or it's a breakout. The idea of mean reversal is that there is a mean value, and the price, if it goes away from the mean value, it always tries to come back and meet the mean value. For example, here we are showing the Dow Jones future, and we can see there is a 200k moving average, and whenever the price goes away from 200k moving average, it comes and meet the mean value. So price cannot stay long away from the mean value, it has to come and meet the mean value. For the case of breakout rate system, we have two mean values. One is the higher time mean value, that is in this case the 200k moving average, and it has a shorter term mean value, that is 50k moving average. This is an Euro INR 1T chart. As we can see, whenever the shorter term mean is crossing above from below to the higher term mean, then we can see it's a bullish trend. And whenever the bullish trend, because we can see it's creating higher highs and higher lows, right? And on the other hand, if the shorter term mean value is crossing down from the top to the higher term mean value, then this is a bearish trend, because we can see it's creating the lower top and the lower bottom, and the price steeply falls below. Out of these two strategy, our Bollinger Band 5 EMA is a mean reversal based strategy. Now, let us understand what is the Bollinger Band. This Bollinger Band essentially has a mean line, which is the Bollinger Band mean value, and there are a upper line and the lower line, which is some standard deviation away from the mean value. So, the idea here is that this whole Bollinger Band, this upper band and lower band, and the mean value, the middle band, is basically creating a price envelope. The price majority of the time tends to or love to stay inside that envelope. If the price goes above, then it is try to pull back into the mean value, like we can see in the Adani Port chart. One time, two time, three time is exhibit. But of course, there is one time we can see, even if it is above the body band, it stays high. It is creating higher lows and higher highs. Okay, and that is important point, because the width of the Bollinger Band, this indicates the more volatility. That's why in this point we can see our assumption fails. It is still not reversed to the mean value, because the width of the Bollinger Band expanded. The Bollinger Band busted. So in case of the Bollinger Band busted, then most likely the price going to follow the same path. If it is towards the higher side of the body interval, it tends to go high, and if it is in the lower side of the body interval, it tends to go low. So all of these mean reversal algorithm, mean reversal strategy typically exhibit lower success rate in case of a body interval burst. That is, in case of an increased volatility. Okay. The next one, let's understand, is 5 EMA. So in this picture, this black line is the 5 EMA. Now the idea of 5 EMA is that it works as a price magnet. Like anytime the price goes above the price EMA or moves below the 5 EMA, like far from the 5 EMA, it tends to pull back to the 5 EMA line. 1, 2, 3, 4 example I have shown here. You can see as there is a divergence from the 5 EMA, the price pulls back. Here is also, here is also. This is one of the main idea of our 5 EMA strategy, because price has to go down or has to move up to again come back to the 5 EMA. Okay. Okay. Now let us look into this Bollinger Band 5 EMA setup. Up to this point, in first three slides, we have just given the concept. Now we are looking into the actual setup. Now the setup for intraday is a 30-minute chart. the EMA value is 5 and based on close, Bollinger Band is 2 with 1.5 standard deviation. Excuse me. Now, in case of a positional, this 30 minutes will be 3 hours. So this is the setup, and we will be understanding this whole strategy in terms of a CEST. C for condition, E for entry, S for stop loss, and T for target. Now this C, what is the C? The C is that the candle should not be touching the 5 EMA. What does it mean by should not be touching? It means the low of in case of a negative movement, the low of the candle should be higher than the 5 EMA, or in case of a positive movement, the high of the candle should be lower than the 5 EMA. That's why it is meant by in the case of buy, high should be lower than 5 EMA, and in the case of sell, low should be greater than 5 EMA. The alert the condition can have nothing to do with the color or with whether it is inside or outside of Bollinger Band. This is called the alert candle. It means whenever an alert candle appears, you need to be alerted such that the next candle can potentially be your entry candle. But at the same time, an alert does not mean you will jump into a trade. Now looking to the NT condition, this is called the NT candle, right? The NT condition is that the next candle or next to next candle, that is next 1 hour. Like you have an alert candle, you will be waiting for two 30 minutes candles. That's the rule of the game. You will be waiting for two candles which has to close inside the Bollinger Band. And in case of buy, the close has to be above the alert candle high. And in case of sell, the close has to be above alert candle low. As usual, candle color does not matter. So you have a alert candle and next candle or next to next candle. If it meets all the criteria, irrespective of the color of the candle, you should take an entry. Stop loss should be kept at the alert candle low in case of buy or the alert candle high in case of sell. And the target would be, it is a mean reversal, right? So the target would be the middle band, that is the 20 moving average, or the upper band in case of buy, and in case of sell, is the middle band or the lower band because price is coming down. This is roughly the strategy. So I would expect you can take a screenshot of this, and on every 30 minutes candle, you should study whether this criteria has been met or not. If this criteria has been met, then with this stuff, you can potentially take a position which generally rewards positive for you. Now, next is that we would like to go in a Bank Nifty 30 minutes spot chart, and we would like to show you. But of course, we do have a trading view indicator with LS. If you want that, you have to contact to Monika ji. Let us now go to a Bank Nifty chart for your benefit. Okay. Now, in the Bank Nifty, it is a Bank Nifty 30 minutes spot touch, right? And let me show you this Bollinger Band is basically 20 and 1.5. Wait for the time frame close, and the EMA is basically 5, and based on the close, the other values are this. We will be choosing only the close. This does not matter, and also this is wait for the close. Now, look at this. This is basically the 3rd of April, the first candle. The first candle is an alert candle. This symbol means it's an alert candle. Why? Because the high of the candle is way below the black line. My black line is okay, let me tell that. My black line is the 5 EMA line. My blue lines are the upper band and the lower band of the Bollinger Band. And this dotted line is basically the middle of the Bollinger Band. Now on the 3rd of April, we can see this the high of this candle is below the 5 EMA line, so it's an alert candle. The next candle matches the criteria because the next candle closes inside the Bollinger Band and its high is above the high of the alert candle. So you can take an entry over here. Stop loss is alert candle low. Your target one is the middle point, which I think is you got it by 12 noon, and by your lunch time by 1:15 you have made the target 2 as well. Okay, a very good trade. Let's look at negative example. On the next day, we can see that is on the 4th of April, we can see there is a gap up. The gap up did not sustain, and it creates a very big red candle. But it is an alert candle because the low is far from the 5 EMA. The next candle uh, closes below the alert candle low, but it did not close inside the Bollinger Band. So this is not an anti candle. If you would have taken, you are gone. Let's look into a similar example over here. This is an alert candle. This is actually on the fifth. This is an alert candle, but next candle did not close inside Bollinger Band. Neither it closes below the low of this, so it's not a correct play. But on the 11:45 p.m. on Tuesday 9th April, we can see an alert candle. This candle is an alert candle. The next candle meet both of the anti criteria. Closes inside the Bollinger Band, and the close is and below the alert candle low. So you take an entry and you made very easily in 2 candles 1 hour. You made the middle band, and it would almost reaching the lower band. Of course, any system cannot work in all cases. So, for the case of probability, I should show one failure case, like one negative example. Okay, you can see, this is actually I am on the 15th of April. You can see all of these candles are alert candle. This candle is also an alert candle because it's far from the far from the 5 line. The next candle meet the entry criteria that it is closed inside the Bollinger Band, and but if you look into that, right, technically it's a very narrow condition. Like for example, the close of this candle is not. If you look into this candle, right, this candle, the high of this candle is for you can say 48,070, whereas the close of this candle is actually 48,065. So although it looks like that, so you can see it's actually not 100% meeting the criteria. So you can say that's the 5 point difference in bank nifty, right? When the bank nifty is taking at 48,000, so you can either, whatever way you can look at it, is the glass is half full or glass is half empty. For me, this is a no take because the exact condition has not been met. If you would have been in the trade, it would have hit the stop loss within next 2 hours. Let me do an excellent example. That is basically the big reversal that we have seen on 19th April last Friday. You can see uh, there are multiple alert candles we are seeing. This one, all are alert candles, right? But none of these are anti candles. Okay, let's look at this particular candle. This is a very important example because when we are discussing the strategy, we told the next of the alert candle or next of the alert candle up to 1 hour, right? Look at this candle. Let me clean this line. Look at this candle. This is an alert candle because it did not reach up to the 5 EMA. The next candle is not an anti candle because the next candle high did not cross the close, did not crosses above the high of the alert candle. But look at the next candle, that is 11:15 candle, right? This is inside this closes inside the Bollinger Band, and its high is way above this particular alert candle. And you look at the 3:5 risk reward. By 3:30 p.m. By the end of the day, it reaches the target to very easily. We can excel in 3:5 take. So you would have take, if you can take say 2 lots of bank nifty ATM, then I am sure you will be getting maybe 200 to maybe 200 points or more than that. Okay. Yeah. So this is roughly what is the strategy we have been discussing with you for this whole setup. And as I keep on saying you, right, it is actually we already have a script over here. If you people are interested, you can talk to her for getting the script. Thanks for watching. That's all for today.